Imagine sitting inside a machine so fast that the sky turns dark blue. The ground blurs into a single streak, and the air itself starts to burn. These are not science fiction vehicles. These are real aircraft, built by humans, that push the limits of physics, engineering, and courage. Today, we're counting down the top 10 fastest planes ever built, from experimental rockets to legendary military jets. And trust me, number 1 still hasn't been beaten. Let's take off. Bell X-1, the sound barrier breaker. Speed, 1,541 kilometers per hour. In 1947, many believed the sound barrier was impossible to break. Some even thought planes would simply fall apart. The Bell X-1 proved them all wrong. Dropped from a bomber and powered by rocket engines, this tiny orange aircraft became the first plane to ever go supersonic. The moment it crossed Mach 1, aviation history changed forever. In the late 1940s, many experts believed there was a wall in the sky, a limit that planes could never cross. Pilots feared that once an aircraft approached the speed of sound, control would be lost and the plane would tear itself apart. That belief ended when a small, rocket-powered aircraft was dropped from a bomber high above the desert. As it accelerated, the shockwaves formed. The barrier shattered, and history changed forever. That moment didn't just create a record, it opened the door to everything that followed. 9 Convair F-106 Delta Dart, the Cold War interceptor. Speed, 2,455 kilometers per hour. Built during the Cold War, the F-106 was designed for one mission only: intercept enemy bombers. It could climb unbelievably fast and strike targets before they even knew it was there. For years, it held the title of the fastest interceptor jet in the world. As aviation moved into the Cold War era, speed became more than a technological challenge. It became a weapon. Nations raced to build interceptors capable of climbing faster and flying higher than enemy bombers. One sleek Delta Wing aircraft emerged as a guardian of the skies, able to reach extreme speeds in minutes. It was designed for one purpose: reach the target before anyone could react. Speed was no longer optional, it was survival. 8 Lockheed YF-12, the Blackbird's prototype. Speed, 3,366 kilometers per hour, 2,090 miles per hour. Before the famous SR-71 existed, there was the YF-12. Built from titanium and designed to fly at extreme altitudes, this aircraft was already faster than most missiles of its time. It was a testbed for speed and a warning to the rest of the world. Engineers began working with exotic materials like titanium, creating aircraft capable of flying so fast that friction alone would heat the skin to hundreds of degrees. One experimental interceptor laid the foundation for a legend, proving that sustained flight at unbelievable speeds was possible. This was no longer about quick bursts. This was about dominance through velocity. 7 MiG-31 Foxhound, the Russian missile hunter. Speed, 3,000 kilometers per hour. The MiG-31 isn't just fast, it's terrifyingly powerful. Designed to hunt cruise missiles and bombers, it can fly at Mach 2.8 while carrying heavy weapons and radar systems. Even today, the MiG-31 remains one of the fastest operational combat aircraft ever built. While some aircraft focused on elegance, others were built with raw power. One heavy interceptor, designed in the Soviet Union, combined extreme speed with brutal strength. It could carry massive radar systems and long-range missiles while still flying close to Mach 3. Even decades later, it remains one of the fastest operational combat aircraft ever to enter service. A reminder that speed and force can coexist. 6 XB-70 Valkyrie, the supersonic bomber. Speed, 3,330 kilometers per hour. This aircraft looked like it came from the future. The XB-70 was meant to outrun enemy fighters by flying faster than Mach 3 at high altitude. Although the project was canceled, its speed, design, and ambition were decades ahead of its time. Designed to fly higher and faster than enemy defenses could reach, it relied on sheer velocity for protection. Though the program was eventually canceled, Its impact on aerodynamics and high-speed research is still felt today. Sometimes, even failed projects push humanity forward. 5 MiG-25 Foxbat, the jet that shocked the West. Speed, 3,500 kilometers per hour. When the MiG-25 was first revealed, Western intelligence thought it was unstoppable. Built almost entirely from stainless steel, it was brutally fast, but dangerous to push to its limits. Pilots who flew it at top speed often destroyed the engines afterward. When intelligence agencies first detected it, panic spread. Western analysts believed it was unstoppable, built largely from steel because nothing else could survive the heat. This aircraft could reach incredible speeds, but at a cost. Push it too far, and the engines would be destroyed. It was a machine that demanded respect, proving that extreme speed always comes with extreme consequences. 4 X-15, the edge of space. Speed, 7,274 kilometers per hour. This wasn't really a plane, and it wasn't quite a spacecraft either. The X-15 was rocket-powered and reached altitudes where the sky turns black. Pilots earned astronaut wings, and the data from this aircraft helped shape the future of space travel. At this point, aviation began to blur with space exploration. One rocket-powered aircraft was carried into the sky by a bomber, then released to ignite its engines. It climbed so high that the curvature of Earth became visible. The sky faded to black. Pilots didn't rely on traditional controls anymore. They used thrusters, just like spacecraft. This aircraft didn't just set speed records, it trained astronauts and shaped the future of spaceflight itself. 3. SR-71 Blackbird, the untouchable legend. Speed, 3,540 kilometers per hour. No plane is more legendary than the SR-71. It didn't need weapons. It didn't need stealth dogfights. If it was threatened, it simply flew faster. Missiles fired at the Blackbird never caught it, not once. Even decades after retirement, no crewed jet has officially surpassed it. When enemy radar locked on, it didn't turn. It didn't fight. It simply accelerated. Missiles fired at it never reached their target, not once. Built from titanium, leaking fuel on the ground and glowing red hot in the air, this aircraft became untouchable. Even after its retirement, its speed record still stands for crewed jets. No one has officially surpassed it, but humans didn't stop there. 2 Boeing X-43, the hypersonic test. Speed, 12,144 kilometers per hour. The X-43 was unmanned, experimental, and powered by a scramjet engine. It shattered records by flying at Mach 9.6, nearly 10 times the speed of sound. This aircraft proved that hypersonic flight is possible, opening the door to future spaceplanes and weapon systems. Unmanned experimental aircraft pushed beyond Mach 5, entering the realm of hypersonic flight. Instead of traditional engines, they used scramjets that compressed incoming air at extreme speeds. One North American X-43A/X-15 record holder. Speed, Mach 9.6 plus. At number 1, the fastest aircraft ever built. Nothing else even comes close. At these speeds, air behaves like fire, materials melt, physics becomes the enemy. And yet, humans built a machine capable of surviving it. To this day, this record still stands. These flights weren't about combat or transport. They were about proving what's possible. At the very top sits the fastest aircraft ever built, a machine that exists on the edge of what physics allows.